Hey, what is up? Welcome back to another episode of VGC Prep. I'm your host Ryan, and today we're going to be starting our set of 3 PDL battles for the rest of the week. PDL, for those of you who don't know, is the Pokemon Doubles League, and basically it's a draft-based league based around the VGC rules. And yeah, I mean, if you need more explanation, there's, I think, a link in the description as always. So today's battle's against Juancito Marvel. We've battled him quite often on this channel. He's a good friend of mine. And this is actually a really old battle. The last battle we had for PDL was against Ischio, and this actually happened before. I don't know why I didn't record it, or if I did, I can't find the recording of it, so we're going to be looking at it now. So I don't remember the 6 Pokemon that I brought because it was a really long time ago. I'm actually going to fix this real quick so it's actually on the right team. There we go. So I ended up bringing the same 4 Pokemon for this entire battle because it made the most sense. His whole team was Infernape, Clefable, Melodic, Sableye, Salamence, and Mega Scizor. So looking at what I had on my team to bring, for Alligator was really good because it stopped the Clefable. It didn't really have anything for Melodic, but it kind of stopped Melodic. And Scizor can't really hit it super effectively, so it was my best option, I think. And plus, it was my best Ice Beam for Salamence, just in case. You know, you never know. I brought Rotom for the Scizor most specifically, and the Mawile for the Clefable most specifically. And Cresselia was just my best way to set up Trick Room. So let's get into this first battle here. And let's see what goes on. So I'm going to lead off with Cresselia and Feraligatr, thinking, you know, if he starts off with Infernape, you can always just go for the Scald. I think I'm running Special for Alligator here. Or Waterfall. Actually, I think I'm running Waterfall. I don't remember exactly which I'm running. I switch between Special and Physical for Alligator every now and then. So here, Fake Out Bug Bite combo into my Cresselia won't kill me. And I know that it won't kill me, but here's the thing. They're both faster than me, so if I want to get Trick Room up, even if he does end up doing enough damage, he'll kill me next turn. So I just swap out here, bring in my Mawile, because obviously Mawile is going to be getting that -1. Now, he ends up faking out my Feraligatr, so that was just a really good prediction of me switching out, because I get nothing done that turn. Now, I was weary here. I wasn't sure if I wanted to stay in with my Mawile because of the Infernape. Just really not sure, because it's a fire type. But I'm thinking, you know, he's at -1. A Flare Blitz really shouldn't take me out in one hit. So I get a little cocky and I stay in, a little risky, but I'm thinking he's gonna switch out because Flare Blitz, I have water, you know, he's -1. Either way, so expecting him to switch out, I actually end up going for the Waterfall into the Scizor and a Play Rough into the Melodic, because, you know, Play Rough is still neutral, and if the Infernape's Focus Sash, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna be going for Iron Head against an Infernape, you know. So I go for the Play Rough instead. Now, he does end up doubling into my Mawile here. I do survive with 5 HP, which is crazy. I end up crunching the Melodic because, well, it's either Play Rough or Crunch, and Scizor can survive another Waterfall, and I have Fire Fang on my Mawile. So I'm just going to go for Fire Fang instead. Now, the Fire Fang is specifically for the Scizor, because otherwise, Mawile doesn't really have anything for Scizor. So in comes Clefable, aptly named Satan, and in comes the Wukong. So I'm thinking, alright, I can't stay in with my Mawile. He's not at -1 now. I'm below half. I need to switch out. So I'm going to switch out to my Cresselia, and he ends up faking out my Feraligatr again. So now I'm pretty low. I do still have Trick Room up, I think. Actually, I might not. No, I don't. I actually end up not having Trick Room there. He does go for the Moonblast onto my Cresselia, but I'm going to want to get this Trick Room up because it's my best way of beating the Infernape, so I do go for that Trick Room. Now Infernape really doesn't have anything for me. He really can't. So what I'm hoping is I can get a Psychic off into the Infernape, maybe a Waterfall. Either way, I'm going to try and kill this Infernape. So I do go for the Waterfall, and unfortunately he does go for the Follow Me, but I'm doing a huge chunk to this Clefable, and I was really surprised because, I mean, they're usually pretty physically defensive, so I did not expect to do like 60% to a Clefable in one hit. Actually, that was closer to like 70 or 80%. Yeah, so I don't know. It was quite the power. He ends up encoring me, hoping to catch me in a Trick Room, but I mean, I had faster, so that was a slight misplay on his part. So what happens here is he follows again. I'm gonna go again, obviously, for the Waterfall and Psychic combo, hoping to catch the Wukong. Now, it doesn't, I keep calling it Wukong, catch the Infernape. So what happens here is he goes for close combat, and I was like, he's gonna kill me. But he doesn't. And I was very curious as to how that happened, and I ran some calcs. Turns out I had no right to stay in with my Mawile against an Infernape, because his Infernape was specifically a mixed Infernape with Overheat that leaned incredibly heavily on the special side. So he only had 4 investment into attack, which, while isn't the best set, for my Mawile, it is a good set, and this is all about counter teaming, so beating the Mawile that way is definitely the best way you can do it. But I was just so surprised that I survived that close combat. I was very confused, but either way, you know, it makes sense in terms of my team. In general, if you're going to run a mixed Infernape, you kind of want to only have 4 investment. You want to reverse it, most into attack and less into special attack. But the less you have, the more likely Mawile can survive it. I don't know if he can survive it. I know there's a way to make Mawile to survive it if you have like a Charizard Y flamethrower outside of the sun. So I don't know exactly the math behind it. There might be a slight chance you can survive an Overheat with only 4 investment. So that's something, I mean, maybe I should look into. I don't know. You don't really see Infernapes that often anyway. So, and in this kind of league, there's only 1 Infernape, and I've already played it, and I won't be playing them again. So there's really no reason to. I don't think either of us are going to be making it into the playoffs at all this year. So we're not going to have to face each other again. So that's not something that I have to consider. So yeah, going to the second battle, I liked what I had. Like I said at the beginning, I didn't really think I needed to bring anything else for these matches. I liked what I had. I didn't like that he predicted my my switch out. So what's gonna happen again is, again, I really don't want to lose my Cresselia, so I'm gonna switch out again, because Bug Bite, I know for a fact, and he knows for a fact, that it won't KO this Cresselia. This Cresselia is designed to take that. It's designed to take other things. You need to be Choice Banded Scizor, which he cannot be in order to even have a chance. So I know that so he just takes advantage of me knowing that he's gonna go for the Bug Bite, because I just don't want to lose my Cresselia. It's very important for the Infernape if he wants to bring it back. It's very important for things like that. So I'm gonna have to do that. You know, I'm gonna switch out, and he predicts that, and he goes for Pursuit, which is crazy. So I go for the Waterfall on the Scizor. You know, it's gonna do damage, and again, expecting the Melodic to come right back in. This is something that I was hoping he would do, because we know my Waterfall does a decent amount of damage to the Clefable. I'm thinking he's probably not gonna really want to either go for Follow Me or something like that. He goes for Protect, mainly because he expected my. Oh, did I say no? Okay, so here's actually okay. Sorry. And now this was a while ago, so I'm trying to remember what I thought. I figured he's either gonna follow me or switch out the Scizor. So I have quite a lot of room to make an error in play. If he does switch out into the Melodic, even if I Waterfall into the Scizor, it doesn't matter, because really, either way, Scizor is going to die, or the thing coming in is going to die. So if I double into that spot, it doesn't matter. And if Clefable goes for Follow Me, it doesn't matter either, because then Clefable will die. So yeah, that's sort of what the thought process there was. Now again, I go for the Waterfall on the Scizor, I go for the Iron Head onto the Clefable. He does go for the Follow Me, and that's what happens. So I was thinking, you know, the Melodic was his only real way to stop my Mawile since he brought the Sableye. Since now we've seen his entire team, he doesn't have the Infernape, and Infernape's the only thing outside of the Melodic that can hit my Mawile hard enough to kill it. Because Melodic, if it's running Hydro Pump, I don't think his was running Scald. If he was running Hydro Pump, Scald even still can kind of beat me. if he was running Scald or Hydro Pump, and then, you know, the Infernape would be able to take out my Melodic. So not follow me that first turn was actually kind of a hindrance, because I don't have Trick Room up. He could easily double team into my Melodic with his, into my Mawile, so many M's, my Mawile with his Melodic and his, what was the other thing that he brought? Scizor. Or just bring in the Sableye and get that burn off. So, like, either way, I think he misplayed there. I think he could have come out a lot easier against us had he not gone for the switch out to Melodic. Because I had nothing to lose for doubling into that Scizor. I had absolutely nothing to lose. The worst case scenario is I missed the player off. Worst case scenario. So I mean, if I did miss the player off, he would have been in a significantly better position. But I think he'd almost rather lose the Clefable, so he has the Melodic, and he has to switch into like Sableye to get that burn off, because Physical Feraligatr basically has nothing to hit Melodic with. He's got Crunch, which is really not that great. Waterfall and Ice Punch, and he saw me use Crunch last turn and Protect, so he knows that that's what I have. So I think all in all, it was a slight misplay, but we still played pretty well, and I had a lot of fun doing it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys at the next episode. Peace.